Today we're going to be talking about candle profiling and how I apply it in my trading. This is going to be a very in-depth lecture of profiling, and our main subject that we're going to be covering is 4-hour profiling. So let's get right into it, and I hope you enjoy this video. So what is candle profiling, right? We're actually going to dive into the very foundation of candle profiling, so let's get right into it. So candle profiling's foundation stems from candle closures like C2 and C3 closures. So right here we're going to be talking about C2 closures. As we see here, we have this C2 candle that comes and sweeps C1's low, closes above this wick, right? So it means it's a C2 closure, but this candle has a very large wick, right? So we don't want to trade this candle. We actually want to let this candle close and trade C3. So this is a C2 candle that does not support expansion due to its wick size. This would be in the case of a bullish scenario. And then the example to its right will be a bearish scenario. As we see, once again, we have this C2 closure. Again, though, it has a very large wick, so you do not want to position yourself within this candle, but you actually want to trade C3. Now we're going to be talking about C2 reversal to expansion candles. This is when a C2 candle does support expansion due to its wick size, right? So as we see here in this example, this C2 has an extremely small wick and a small opposing run, which means it supports expansion back to the downside. So we have C2 comes, sweeps C1's high, reverses lower, and since this has a small wick, you could trade this candle lower. And then you have the same thing here, right? But in the bullish scenario where C2 comes, sweeps C1's low, has that small wick, and you want to trade that candle higher. Here we're going to be talking about when you actually can't trade C2 or C3, and you have to wait for C3's closure to form its reversal. So as we see here, we don't have a manipulation of any of the previous wicks, but we have this candle that just reverses and then closes above C2's candle's wick high, showing willingness and a reversal signature that we are going to trade higher. So a lot of you may be asking, why is profiling so important? Well, profiling is so important because it's actually your guideline and your roadmap to the day, which would really dive into session profiling. So that's what we're about to go into right now. So in this slide, we're going to be talking about an Asia reversal, and this is when Asia puts the low of day in for the daily candle and forms a reversal signature, right? So as we see here, Asia comes, opens, right? Starts to trade lower towards this key level, 22, which is 10 a.m., right? Opens up, sweeps out this key level, has that C2 candle that supports expansion since it's a small wick, and then reverses and puts in that reversal signature. And then we see that 2 a.m. again opens up here and continues higher, which we're going to be diving into in this next slide. When Asia reverses and leaves an open draw, you can usually expect London to continue towards that draw, right? So as we see here, we have this candle that forms in a reversal signature, which is expansion, and we have an open draw still, so we can expect London to do what? Continue, right? So now how do you actually profile this to trade it? So as we see, we have this 4-hour candle that opens and respects the previous 50% range of its C2 candle. And when we fractalize this to find a refined key level within this 4-hour candle, we see in this upper quadrant of this candle, we have an hourly PD array or an hourly gap, right? And we see price at 2 a.m. comes, trades into this gap, and actually has that small C2 wick that we want to see price now expand away from this gap and trade toward that draw on liquidity. In this slide, we're going to be talking about a London reversal, right? This is when London forms high or low day because Asia consolidated. So then London opens up, manipulates a key level, and then expands away. Realize how I say key level. Every example I will be showing you is off the assumption or will be shown that a key level was taken prior to the reversal or the continuation, right? We cannot trade and there is no profiling if there is not two things, which is an open draw and a key level. So here we have a London reversal. We see that Asia tends to consolidate, doesn't take a key level. London opens lower, takes this ERL or that key level, right? Has that wick that supports expansion, reverses away, right? So now we want to see London just trade towards its draw on liquidity. And like the previous example that we have, if London does not take that draw on liquidity, we could expect 6 a.m. or New York open to come and trade towards that draw on liquidity. So as we see here, we have a London reversal to New York continuation framework where London reverses but doesn't take the draw, so we could expect New York to continue higher. This is honestly one of my favorite frameworks because it's extremely easy to trade. The only thing I would be looking for here is a gap continuation off of the refined key level of the previous 4-hour gap. So as we see here, we have the same thing as the previous example where that previous 4-hour candle expands, right? This new 4-hour candle opens, within a refined key level, right? And we see this hourly fractal that still supports expansion with its small opposing run, trading into that gap with that open draw. We want to see price now expand towards that open draw. Here we're going to be talking about a New York reversal. This is when Asia and London tend to consolidate, and then early New York will tend to manipulate and expand towards its drawn liquidity. As you see here, all these daily candles as well have small wicks that support expansion to the direction that you wanted to trade towards, which is very key. Each profile has to align since price is fractal, so that when I'm trading, I want my daily candle, my 4-hour candle, and my 1-hour candle to all support expansion in the direction I want price to go towards. So as we see here, we have the 6 a.m. candle after the previous sessions tended to consolidate, comes and manipulates this key level once again, and has that small wick which supports expansion and reverses away. Same thing as the previous one, assuming that we have an open draw, right? We have 10 a.m. opens and respects the previous 50% of that candle's range and opening up in this refined key level that we see here, which is that hourly gap, forming that small opposing run and expanding higher towards that open draw liquidity. Now this will be a New York reversal. This is when 10 a.m. actually tends to form the high or low of day. So as we see here, we have 10 a.m. opens, sweeps this key level, reverses, expands away, and has that small wick which supports expansion. And this one you could actually frame a 2 p.m. continuation. If we leave an open draw, you can expect that 2 p.m. comes, opens up in that refined key level as we showed in previous examples, and will continue towards the open draw if 10 a.m. doesn't take that draw. Now, how do you actually use this in your trading? Well, you need to learn how to align expansion candles to actually be able to trade this concept. If not, you're just going to be shooting in the dark, right? So we're actually going to get into how to align expansion candles. So as we see here, we're going to be working top down from daily all the way to your entry time frame, which for me personally tends to be on 3 or 5 minute. So as we see here, we have this daily candle with its small wick that supports expansion, right? Assuming that we trade into a key level here on the 4-hour, we have again this C2 reversal to expansion candle that supports expansion to the upside. But what do we see here when we come and we fractalize price to our hourly? We see that the hourly candle that we're actually trading within does not support expansion higher since it has a large wick. So this is going to be your filtering process when you're trading higher time frame expansion candles. You need the candle that you're trading to actually support expansion. So as we see here, we do not want to trade the C2 candle and yet actually let it close and trade C3. So coming to this lower time frame, this is how it would look, right? This is the initial reversal signature it forms. You would want to skip out on this reversal signature. Let C3 open up and form a nice clean continuation signature as we see right here. So now that you get the grasp of that the daily supports expansion, I won't be showing it in the next slides just so you can get the clear picture of the intraday framework, right? So as we see here, once again, assuming that we trade into a key level, we have the H4 reversing away and forming that C2 candle that supports expansion. Now, when you go to align price to its fractal time frame, like the hourly or 30 minute, we see that the C2 candle you're trading within also supports expansion. So this is when you want to trade the reversal of this 4-hour candle and position yourself in the lower quadrant of its wick. So as we see here, you're assuming that this is obviously the lower portion of this C2 candle, right? V shapes away, which is very important. You don't want to be trading lackluster reversal signatures. As we see here, price actually V shapes away with a strong close, forms this systy, and this is where you would want to be positioning yourself, right? Touching up on that previous framework that we saw, but now I'm going to be showing you an example of invalid reversal signatures, right? Because this is a great filter a lot of people struggle with. So I wanted to show you guys what proper reversal signatures look like. As you see here, we have this very two-sided consolidation, price having these lackluster closes, chopping around, right? This is when I would personally demand expansion away, which would essentially mean fair value gaps, right? So as we see here, price forms this systy, but it's extremely lackluster. I would never trust this systy, right? So I want to see price actually expand away, form a gap, and then I would take the retracement into that gap as my entry. So as we see here, price expands away, forms a gap, retraces into this gap, and this is where you would actually want to position yourself within this fractal, which would be in some portion of this C3 candle. Now here I'm just going to be displaying you completely invalid framework so you can kind of know what it looks like. As you see here, this C2 H4 candle, very large wick, doesn't support expansion at all. As we see here, this 1 hour or 30 minute C2 candle has an extremely large wick, and then this is what it will kind of look like when you have those large wicks, right? Very two-sided movements. Your reversal signatures are just being formed out of consolidation, no clear direction. So this is when you want to completely skip and wait for something like a C3 candle to open up within a refined key level to then trade away from it. Now, what do I do if I can't trade the reversal? Here we're going to be talking about continuation framework, touching on the previous slide that I showed you of where everything is invalid, how I mentioned that you would want to wait for expansion away and trade within the C3 refined key level. We're going to jump into that. So as we see here, we have this invalid framework once again on this H4C2 where it has an extremely large wick, and you do not want to position yourself in that. So what do we need to do in this scenario? Well, you want to trade the continuation, right? If price has an open draw, and then once again, assuming that we took a key level, we want to see that C3 opens within a refined key level to actually trade C3 towards that open draw. So as we see here, C3 opens with a small wick, opens lower. Now within this candle, what does it look like? It looks like this, right? We have this hourly / 30-minute framework, which expanded away and formed a gap, right? So we see at this open of C3, right here, this little dotted line represents the open of this candle, right? It comes, trades lower into this fair value gap once again, and then expands away. And then if we see here, this continuation signature that we're getting here, right? Price opens low, trades higher, V shapes, strong close, right? That's your ideal reversal signature or continuation signature that you would want to position yourself within when you can't trade that C2 reversal. So now this would be an example of when you can't trade C2 or C3 and you have to wait for C3's closure to actually trade C4 continuation. It's going to be the exact same framework as the previous slide, where you want to see a refined key level within its fractal time frame to actually form this higher time frame candle's wick, right? So as you see here, this 4-hour candle, what does it do? It opens up on the 1 hour 30-minute, trades lower into this refined key level, which is a fair value gap, forms this C2 candle, which has a small wick and supports expansion higher. And then also you could trade this C3 candle, assuming that we have an open draw as it shows right here. In this slide, I'm going to be explaining intra-candle continuations and how you can trade within a candle that has already expanded, right? So assuming this candle still has time left and has already expanded and formed gaps, right, on the hourly or the 30-minute, what you want to do is see a refined key level, once again, or a universal model within this 4-hour candle, right? So as you see here, price retraces into this gap, all assuming that we're still within this 4-hour candle, forms a C2 signature within this gap, and then starts to expand away towards its open draw. You only could do this, once again, if we have an open draw. Now we're actually going to go into in-depth examples of the Lathyrus model and how it looks like step by step, and we're going to include things like SMT and all that good stuff within these examples. So let's get right into it. So as we see here, we're going to be starting top down. We have the H4 on our left, and we have this key level. We have price here in this C1 candle comes and trades into this key level, right, and forms SMT at this key level. For all you guys who do not know what SMT is, make sure to check out my SMT Masterclass Part 1 and Part 2 videos so you could come back and understand this video a little bit more. So as we see here, this would be our first stage Kraken correlation. Since this is a reversal, right, from a ERL, you need to see 2-stage to trade this reversal. So as we see here, price comes and creates its first Kraken correlation with this ERL or this key level and C1. This is assuming that the correlated asset did not take this low. As we see here, C2 comes, opens lower, and sweeps C1's low, and then once again forms its second stage crack at that low. Now this is again assuming that a correlated asset does not take that candle's low, while this candle does, right? So that would be its second stage crack. As you see, once again though, this candle has a small wick which supports expansion. So we want to see price now expand away from this 2-stage SMT. Refining price and coming to its lower time frame fractal, you have this aligned candle that supports expansion that is also the low of this candle, right? So we see this hourly candle, again, small wick, C2 candle, supports expansion, everything is aligning, right? So what are we missing here? Well, the only thing you need after this is very clean lower time frame reversal signatures. So coming to my 3 or my 5 minute, I would want to see something like this where off of the SMT, we just V-shape away, right? So as you see here, assuming that the SMT is formed near this low, it takes 1 or 2 candles to SIST and is a very strong V shape. I would enter near the close of this SIST and put my stop around the bodies here and hold for an open draw. Now, a lot of you may be asking, why put your stops at the bodies here and not the wick? Well, here is a quick rule for you guys. If the candle is mostly body, you could put your stop at the bodies. If your candle is mostly wick, you want to put your stop at the wick. So that is why I put my stop at the bodies here, since it is mostly body. In this example, we're going to be covering that continuation framework where you can't trade C2, so you want to trade C3 within a refined key level. As we see here, we have the C2 candle, which has a very large wick, and we cannot trade, so we want to trade C3. So we see C3 opens up, has a small opposing run. Within this run, if you come to the fractal time frame on the hourly or the 30-minute, once again aligning those expansion candles, we see that we're retracing into a key level, which is a gap in this situation, and we have SMT fill or just SMT with this fair value gap, right, which is a one-stage crack. For continuations, which stems really anything from a fair value gap, you only need one stage crack in correlation to trade away from it. So coming back to this, again, this hourly candle has a very small wick, supports expansion to the upside, so we want to position ourselves within this candle. As we see coming to the lower time frame, you see that we still have an open draw, and that price is once again V-shaping away from that gap and trading towards its open draw, right? One thing I wanted to highlight and teach you guys in this example is that you see the entry we're taking here, our stop is still near discount of the range. You never want to enter too high or too low into the range where your stop is very high into premium. You always want your stop near discount of your current range that you're trading in. As you see how I mark it here is the current low and the current high of the range we're trading within. That's going to be all for my profiling masterclass video. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe so I could keep pushing out content like this for you guys, and I'll catch you later.